Living in Japan, does it make you a better person? Does it make you a worse person? Indelibly, it has some impression upon you. And having been here 10 years, I want to talk about how it has impacted me, along with my companion. He's the biggest thing to leave Wales since the great cholera outbreak of 1849. Say hello to CDawgVA. Connor, how you doing?
We had a cholera outbreak?
1849, the great Cardiff cholera outbreak.
Did we actually have that?
Pretty bad.
Did you just learn of a natural disaster that Wales caused so you could mock me?
You are the biggest natural disaster to leave Wales. Cheers.
Cheers.
Good to see you again, man. Cheers. Has Japan changed you?
In many ways, yes.
We're going to get into that in a sec, but this is the annual Connor comes to the studio video where we rant about things under the guise of promoting the Great Cyclethon.
Which is happening from April 5th all the way till April 19th. We'll be cycling for 2 weeks on the bike with friends to raise money for charity for the Immunodeficiency Foundation. Once again, the 5th Cyclethon.
Best things come in 5. To be fair, they've been good.
We'll have hit, I think if we do this one, we'll have raised nearly $5 million
Good God.
from all the cyclethons
The
combined.
Immunodeficiency Foundation.
Yeah, we're going to make some serious changes in the world. But let's talk about other serious changes. How Japan has changed us. More importantly, changed your life because you wrote a book about it.
Yes, I've also got a book coming out as well. It's a double celebration. I have just finished writing after a year. It's about a year late, but this is it.
Oh, wow.
Journey across Japan.
You didn't make this, I assume.
I didn't do the cover.
That's
no.
why it's good. That's why it looks great.
Basically, it covers every single one of the prefectures in Japan through different stories, right?
Am I in any of them?
Am I in the book? It's the only thing that matters.
Am I in any of them?
You are, unfortunately, in bits of the
Let's
book.
go. Wonderful.
And not an overly flattering portrait of
The
you.
lowlights.
That's when the book, the review's going to be like, it was really great until the Welsh guy came out and made Crash. And there's a line in the book about how I'm like looking at a beautiful river. And it's like, the majesty of the river, the untouched river, touched my soul. And then Connor went, looks like me after I've had too many fucking beers, doesn't it? I Splash Mountain, and it's just like, the book goes downhill when Connor turns up. But you can pre-order it now on the internet, and it'll be coming out later on this year.
Wonderful.
But for
I'll
now-
buy 5.
You better. But for now, let's jump into it. 12 ways Japan changed us.
So what is number 1?
So it's kind of awkward. I don't really know what to call it, so I'm calling it the sucking noise.
Okay, just for
or
clarification.
dental. So the technical name, dental ingressive sound. Where you
Okay,
go,
that sounds like some kind of Victorian disease.
back to Cardiff cholera.
Okay.
People don't outright say no in Japan when you want something like, oh, should
Yeah,
I do this? Should I
okay.
do that? They go, muzukoshi, it's difficult.
Okay.
But that sucking noise, that dental ingressive sound, I do it for everything. When Charlotte's like, you should probably eat the salad, I'm like, difficult, isn't it? Difficult. You should.
When you said sucking noise, I thought you meant like ramen or like...
No, that's the slurping noise.
Oh my god, I mean you're
just-
sucking the noodles.
No, but it's different.
It's different.
It's different.
The art of sucking in Japan, there's
do
a
it,
suck
though.
for every occasion.
There is. And I've noticed you do the noise.
Do I?
Yeah, you're like, no, it may be difficult. When Paul's like, well, you've got to pay my salary. And you're like, difficult. But you know, often in Japan, you don't say no, right? Outright.
Right, yeah, I get
Like,
it.
you go, I remember every time I wanted to do something when I was working at school, I'd be like, you know, should I do this? Should I do that? Can I go on holiday for a week? They were like, rule of thumb is whenever you hear that noise, that generally means no. Whatever you just
Yeah,
asked
always no.
is either difficult, incomprehensible, or simply undoable.
Or they'll do it, but they want you to feel like you've really kicked up a fuss. You've really caused some headaches.
Cause some sort of trouble, right?
Yeah. Maybe I do it. Maybe it's subconscious.
You do it because I've spent time in your company. Maybe people ask too much of me, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I think maybe you're like,
Maybe I'm
"Chris,
unreasonable."
Could we meet before 2 p.m?
I'm out of bed yet.
Oh, that's going to be difficult.
Difficult.
I think being British as well, it's pretty, I don't know, I feel like I'm really shit at saying no anyway. So it's combining the two cultures.
You think like there's a similarity between the UK and
Absolutely. I think like Japan and UK share so much in common, especially with like manners and politeness. There's so much overlap there.
Well, how does an American say no?
As Americans say no, fucking hell. I mean, Americans are a lot more willing to just say no outright.
Right.
Whereas the UK, we feel like we need an excuse. There needs to be a valid reason for
Right.
no. Whereas I think sometimes, at least in my experience, Americans are like, nah, no. Well, fuck you, man. I'm not doing that, man. You son of a bitch.
But there's another thing I do, which we'll get to later, that I think
Okay.
he's sort of actually becoming a bit of a problem.
Really?
But anyway, on to your
I've
one.
got a list of that one as well. Problems that Chris has caused and needs to fix.
25 ways Chris is disadvantaged.
You'll really see the 13 reasons why.
What is point number 2 then? What have you got?
This is probably the one that makes me the most sad, but kills me inside. I feel like I've developed an aversion to small talk since living in Japan. Because in Japan, you pretty much never small talk. And if you do, it's like the most quickest subsurface.
Well, you get the 3 questions, don't you? Like, how old are you?
Yeah.
Why are you here? And the aim of it is to work out your social standing. If you're like a senpai, kohai, are you older or younger? Because that determines how people kind of talk to you.
Even then, I feel like that's more in a work setting, right? I feel like in everyday life, you kind of have to go out your way to do small talk, which is something I do now. I feel like I have to go out of my way to start small talk with people because I want to chat with people. When I go to my local stores that I like or coffee shops, I like to have a little bit of a conversation. It's nice, but it's quite unusual. So when someone talks to me first in Japan, I'm definitely like, oh my God. And then whenever I go back to the UK or I go to America and people start talking to me, I'm like, fuck, did I do something wrong? Did I fuck something up? I'm sorry, I don't know what I did. I kind of like, definitely the first time after I went back, obviously I was in Japan for, 2 years with COVID. It was really weird.
Yeah.
When people just started talking to me in the elevator and I was like, I'm so sorry, what have I done?
Yeah, no, but I like that. I miss that. And when I go back, I find I overcompensate for that. I remember I was in like a candy shop.
I was in the candy shop.
I was in a sweet shop in like Ramsgate in Kent.
Okay.
Beautiful candy shop by the sea. I wouldn't stop talking to this woman. I was like, oh, candy's nice, isn't it? Oh God, I love candy.
Leave me alone.
And she was like, yeah. Oh look, it's time to stop talking now. And I think after like 10 minutes, she was like, get the fuck out of my candy shop.
Yeah.
For 2-3 years, I've been in Japan without coming to the UK. I'm not used to talking to people in this environment, and it really I was like, oh yeah, you can talk to people in shops and things.
I mean, I get excited to do it again. It's always like really fun, but definitely there's a bit of a period when I land where I'm like, I just feel a bit weird about it.
You make a beeline for Greg's, and you're like, sausage rolls, what are they? For the staff, and start a big old.
How long have you been working here for, boy?
But there are still places in Japan where you can talk.
Oh, absolutely,
to
absolutely.
I mean, say like small bars, for example, bar culture and izakaya culture. Those are the places where you can talk to bar staff and have a good old chat as well.
But I think because you're the foreigner, there's normally people are going to be a bit hesitant to talk to you. And so oftentimes it's kind of the onus is on you to kind of show yourself as being a social person and that you're fun to talk to. Yes, you do get the same questions every single time, which is where are you from, what do you do for work, how old are you, which is fine. Once you kind of get that out of the way, you can start having an actual conversation.
Yeah. And just understand that it is about people trying to quickly evaluate how to talk to you, because that is such a big thing in Japan, like how you treat your elders and whatnot. Maybe that's why people talk to me nicely, because they think, oh, he must be 50 or something.
You look like you were there for the Cardiff outbreak of cholera in 18...
I remember it well.
Tell us about it, Chris. Tell us about the cholera outbreak.
Speaking of decrepit, my next point number 3, and Japan changed me. I feel comfortable being naked.
Wow.
In the bath. It must have been my first 2 weeks in Japan. All the teachers, all the English teachers get together in Yamagata. Yeah. For like a big seminar. And at the end they were like, it's bath time. And I was like, what does that mean? And and it wasn't like a nice hot spring bath. It was like a public bath in the middle of the town. And it was really small. It was like the size of this bit here, right? In the bath. It was quite, and there was about 10 of us.
So all the water displaced.
We went into the changing room and like, I think 3/4 of the people in there were all new to Japan, including myself. We're like looking around like, do we have any swimming trunks? Do we have any towels? And it was really awkward. And then we were just like, do you see the football game the other day? It was good, wasn't it? Yeah. And then you just we got in the water, we're all just sort of awkwardly sitting there like bellends, like just idiots in silence. I just thought, what about this is good? And I didn't enjoy it. And that was my first ever onsen experience. But then soon after that, I started going to the onsen. I realised, nobody cares. It's not awkward.
Nobody cares. Nobody has a body that they have in like the movies. Or it's not like
it's 6 packs.
Okay. Well, unless you're Chris, it's Mr. Broad.
6 packs coming.
So like, I think it's just you almost like we have these unrealistic body expectations that I think there's a lot of shame and there's a lot of built-in guilt. Well, I mean, like, in the UK especially, we always talk like, you're ugly, no one wants to see your fucking scrawny naked body. Like, just don't fucking show it.
Well, there's no environment in the UK where you would be naked, right? Unless you're like on a rugby team or a football team or something. So
I love taking people to the onsen now. It's just fun. It's like a fun bonding thing.
And you love being a wacky weekend naked. All the wacky weekends. It's not a wacky weekend unless you're like half naked in a bathtub.
So I'll write my own book. The Chris and Connor story. Try to eat the wanker soba and get naked in the bath. Yes, Chris.
Before that book comes out, what's your next point? Point number 4.
I will say one thing that I've noticed a massive change is that I've become a lot more willing to throw myself into learning a language. Like to try like learn languages. Because I think before I came to Japan, I didn't speak any Japanese. I only spoke Welsh and English, but I knew those languages both ever since I was like 4. Kind of having to throw yourself into a language and go through all the embarrassing moments of failing it, it becomes a lot easier to then, you know, if I'm traveling, to just pick up a couple of things and try and speak.
Mechakaze, as you would say.
Mechakaze.
That's my favourite thing. Connor did a video where he has like a boyfriend for a day. He rented a boyfriend.
I can already see the clip being used. I did rent a boyfriend.
And they're wandering around and you're trying to make really awkward small talk.
I can't fucking speak.
And there's a gust of wind, you're like, Mechakaze. It sounds kind of a bit awkward in Japanese.
My Japanese
is like big windy.
Yeah. My Japanese is still pretty fucking bad, but I'm able to talk and communicate and watch movies, and it's like, I still think it's been really fun to kind of learn that way and just learn through making mistakes.
I think, you know, you've showed that you're making an effort to learn, and that's really important.
Going from good to great at a language is like very difficult, and maybe the hardest part.
Well, I've certainly found going into my 30s, they say that it's hard to learn a language in your 30s, and I've definitely grappled with that a bit. Like my mind is not as sharp as it was when I first came here.
It's never been sharp, mate. I don't know what to tell you. But it's been fun, like, and it makes the idea of learning a language or just learning little phrases and stuff like really fun and kind of.
Well, I think we need to challenge ourselves. I'll do a video with Natsuki soon called like I tried speaking Japanese for a whole day. We should do something like that. Wacky weekend entirely in Japanese. Mechakaze.
Let's do it.
Just
and then we could laugh at each other.
Just sitting in silence.
Sure. We should
occasionally just going, Sugoi.
I'm down.
Difficult.
I'm down to do a full day in Japanese.
That would be quite interesting. Subtitling fucking nightmare.
Suffering. What's your next point?
It goes back to noises.
You love your noises, mate. You're just a grunting ball of stress.
I had a meeting when I was in the UK with the book people, and it was like, they were like, why didn't the book come out 6 months ago? I was like, oh, I was busy, difficult. And then while they were talking, I kept being like, and I've got into this really bad habit, and I know I'm not the only one. You'll be in an important meeting in a non-Japanese setting, but you'll be making Japanese sort of sounding noises. They call it aizuchi, like back channeling, right?
Yeah.
So things like saw this there. Obviously, I'm not going to speak.
You have to do it though.
I'm not going to say I saw this there in a meeting in the UK, but the other noises like the
head nodding as well, like all this kind of like. It's kind of like feedback to the speaker saying, I'm listening, I'm paying attention.
Well, we're sort of taught that to be charismatic, certainly in the West, you'll sort of be quite stoic. You sort of nod your head slowly. You go, oh, right, I see. Yes.
I'm just picturing Patrick Bateman getting the business card.
Imagine if Patrick Bateman was like, I'm overreacting now.
I mean, you have to do it though in Japan. Like, if you don't do it, it's, I'm not saying it's rude, but it seems like you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I've noticed if people speak to me in Japanese, I'm just sort of stoically being like, they get kind of uncomfortable and they start looking at other people while they're talking. So you have to be like, sorry.
There is this moment that you get when you've been in so many meetings here. I guess if you work here or whatever, but you get this moment where you kind of zone out, but then you're still automatically doing the noises and the. Have you done this? I feel like sometimes I'm like, and I'm just thinking about waffles.
I think it's a Connor problem mainly, but it's a special Connor problem.
Special Connor? What the fuck are you talking about? Special Connor problem.
What you got next?
I miss nature so much, and I get so excited whenever I see it now. I know people will tell you like, wow, Tokyo's so beautiful, but you know, most parts of Tokyo have no green, no trees. There is some phenomenal parks.
I hate when you say this like online that people rip your fucking head off.
Well, they're stupid. They don't
you know, London, Greater London, 47% of it is green space. If you look at a satellite map or whatever, or flying over it, you can see Rich Park, Hampstead Heath, all these places. I think Tokyo, it's somewhere between, it's like 10 or 20%. Is green space, and because it's such a vast city, when you look at it from above, it really is a concrete sea, and you certainly feel it here. There's definitely pockets of nice places, park like Shinjuku Park or Nakameguro River.
Even Shinjuku Park, it's like a shame that you have to pay 500 yen to go in, which is like, I feel like the people need spaces where they can relax, that are green, that have nature, because being in a city like Tokyo, it's already a depressing city at times because of just how concrete it is and how narrow everything is. But the fact that you don't feel like you have a space where you can kind of relax, which is why, a lot of people will crowd Yogi Park in Sakura season, whereas if there was more parks, you wouldn't worry about it.
Well, how's this changed you then?
Because now I feel like I'm actively seeking out parks or green. But I know it's stupid.
You sound like a dog.
I do. I feel like a fucking golden retriever. And then like the worst part is that sometimes you're in Tokyo and you're like, oh, there's a park nearby. I'll go have a look. And then you go there and it's like there's like 2 fucking 6-story buildings next to it, and then it's gravel or it's the black sand.
But there's usually a swing.
It's like so miserable.
I mean, I would say it is sort of a Tokyo problem because I never felt that living in the other, 3 or 4
Absolutely,
places.
yeah.
When I lived in Sendai, yes, it's big, one of the biggest cities in the UK if it was in the UK, but you can see mountains, you can see sea, there's lots of parks, and you get a sense of the nature surrounding you. But you don't get that in Tokyo unless you're up a 200-meter skyscraper where you can see Fuji in the distance. It's like, oh, nature's over there.
Yeah.
It's very much a Tokyo problem, I would say. But I certainly found the 2-3 years I've been here, I've got a lot more burned out and stressed than I ever got living in Sendai or Yamagata. And having an absence of nature, always being on loud, noisy trains or concrete everywhere, that definitely has impacted my health a bit.
It is a shame because a quarter of Japan's population nearly lives in Tokyo. And it does feel like it's a city for utility and purpose and not for some people to enjoy living in. But saying that, you do drive out, or like the Arakawa River, you've got this big banks that are really cool, and there's all loads of areas where people are doing sports. Like there are areas, but it isn't as cohesive. It feels like there is a place for nature and a place for people, and they don't intermingle when they should.
Well, this actually ties into point number 7 that I've got, and that is that I find I loiter less outdoors. For different reasons. Number one, there's less benches generally across the country. There are less benches, but even then, whenever I sit on a bench, I feel a bit weird in Japan. I feel like a sense of guilt, like I should be doing something, like I should be going somewhere.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why are you taking so long?
Why aren't you working? And I felt that wherever I've been in the country generally, when I lived in Yamagata along the coastline, there was some beautiful beaches I'd go to after work, and I'd go there. There was nobody ever there, nobody really appreciating the sea, the odd fisherman. But there's a sense that looking at nature's time better spent working. And I feel this like weird sense of guilt towards relaxing outdoors sometimes, I find I often pass through parks, but I don't sit and enjoy them in a way that I would do more in the UK. Like I feel like I can relax a bit more.
There's even parks in Japan that like have signs that say don't sit on the benches, which I found.
Well, I was walking through Shibuya the other day, Miyashita Park, and there's benches there, and I was like, I'll just rest on the bench for a short time. And all of them had signs on me like, don't sit here, don't sit here, don't sit here.
It's weird.
Get out of the park.
And Nakameguro with the river as well during Sakura season, they close off all the benches.
I mean, that's probably because there's a lot of traffic to be fair, but like still, what was the excuse for Miyashita Park?
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? They'll have something, they'll be like, oh, please don't.
I couldn't see any discernible reason why. But then when I was in the UK, I was walking along the banks of the river and I was like, oh, there's a bench there. And I turned up, it was rotted and broken anyway. Those benches are overrated. What's your next point though?
Well, we've got it all here for us. Food.
Yes.
I know everyone always tells you about food in Japan. It's the greatest thing ever. And I think they're right. it is. I think, like, to be honest, by far the biggest change I've noticed in myself is that I find food really exciting to try, to explore, because, UK is not known for its food. But look, that being said, lived in London prior. The food scene in London is fantastic. I think Japan, nice food and different types of food is always accessible. It always feels within reach, and it's always a reasonable price. You can always get even really nice restaurants will offer a lunch that's always really affordable. There's always something that you can try.
There's a teppanyaki restaurant I often take like important people. I think I took like Johnny.
Have I been?
No.
Fuck.
I think I took Johnny Harris.
Okay.
Important people. And but it was like dinner, it's like $8 billion, and this lunch is like £5. And it's like,
crazy,
if you see an expensive restaurant in Japan, go to lunch. It'll be like a third or a quarter of the price. It's insane.
There's like sushi places that do this too. The course will often be, the omakase will be like ichiman, like about $100, but the lunch will always be like $20. And you're getting the same quality. It's a different time of day.
Before you go in a restaurant in the UK, I'm always like, stop at the door. Wait. Let's look at the reviews first. Whereas in Japan, it's like, I'm sure it's good. Because bad restaurants really don't last long in Japan.
Yeah, and it's made me excited to try new foods, to try different dishes.
Are you excited to try my cooking?
Well, I think even plastic and will taste better than what you've done.
It probably does taste better than my cooking. Well, I really like Japan's emphasis on locality, like the neighbourhoods of different places, right?
Yeah.
To talk about in the book, wink, wink. Well, every prefecture has a real clear defined dish. And it gives you a sort of like, I'm going to go to, which is not near, where it's famous for yours. I'm going to go to Almoy, where it's famous for cider. It gives you like an incentive to almost travel the country through food.
And it's fun to talk about when you're traveling as well. You're like, oh, did you try the famous dish there? And you're like...
I mean, your aforementioned small talk, that's one of the things. It's like, oh, I went to Sendai, they'll be like, oh, gyutan.
If you want to master small talk in Japan, just know every famous food from every area, because if you ask someone where they're from and you can name their famous food, they always go like, really? You've tried oysters from Hiroshima? My goodness, you really are a cultured individual.
That's a lovely point. My next point is sort of along the same lines, and it is the inevitable convenience store dependency.
So I'm like, trying all the local cuisine, trying all the food.
Come off it.
And you're like, factory sandwich and iced coffee.
You eat factory sandwiches more than I do. You love a good 7-Eleven sandwich.
Okay. I didn't say I didn't, but you definitely love convenience food way more than me.
I literally just had an egg sandwich from 7-Eleven half an hour ago.
I don't eat
and some
convenience
Family Mart
food.
chicken. I went to 2 different convenience stores to get the perfectly balanced meal. Egg sandwich from 7-Eleven, Family Mart chicken from
Your cholesterol must be fucking breaking records.
That's why I go on cycles. We can undo some of the damage from my convenience store
I
dependency.
eat more convenience store food in the Cyclethon than I do all year combined.
Yes, I mean the cyclothon. We go to the convenience store 3 or 4 times a day, and it's and then he spills beer all down it.
Sorry, I was dribbling thinking of the 7-Eleven egg sandwich.
But like the whole 24 hours a day thing. I forgot how good that is until I went back. Where do you get food?
You starve.
It was really scary. I was like, oh my god, I've got to like forage for food.
Scary.
I've got to like a fucking squirrel. I've got to assemble food during the day. Because I basically don't keep anything in the fridge. I just do it all on the day at the convenience store.
Because you'll eat it. I'm like, I never buy snacks, and then I'm like, who's the fucker in this house who didn't buy snacks? Oh, it's me.
To be fair though, I did lose a lot of weight in the UK.
Yeah.
By like not eating fucking egg sandwiches and Family Mart chicken all day.
I mean, the convenience in Japan and pretty much every aspect is kind of off the chart.
But if you eat too many Family Mart sandwiches, you'll need your next point, the inevitable. How has Japan changed?
It's the greatest invention in mankind. It's the bidet. The bidet has changed me.
Dear.
I love bidets.
Yes, we know. That's what you talk about.
I get very sad when I go to somewhere in Japan and they don't have a bidet. Because sometimes you'll go to a place, they'll have a toilet, and for some reason they don't have them.
You kick up a storm.
I do ask the manager. I just get a water bottle and simulate it. I'm just like, no, I mean, I have become dependent. Where you have your convenience store dependency, I have a bidet dependency.
And it's worse, to be honest.
It's kind of bad because when I go to the UK, I feel disgusting 24/7, and
You look disgusting 24/7.
It's like some kind of Hamlet with like the blood he can't clean. It's like I can never feel clean without the water bidet. Like, oh no, what have I done? The sins of my father. And I'm trying to wipe my bum. I just can't get clean. It's really miserable, and I genuinely feel disgusting 24/7.
That is your book, Sins of My Father. It's just you looking at a toilet. You fucking sell them in England. Can't you do something? It could be in your business for the future. When the world has given up watching you on stream, that could be your new business. I was against them for the longest time, mainly because of you, because it was so annoying. I was like,
they're so good.
But they are quite good. I've changed my ways now. I've seen the error of my ways. And the heated toilet seat.
I mean, just for that alone.
The heated toilet seat.
There's nothing worse than the UK in winter. And every fucking toilet is like just the surface of the Arctic. And you sit down and you do the Tom and Jerry like fucking sound when you sit on it. It's ridiculous. Just why are people against having technology in the bathroom? We're willing to sell all our data to every company ever, but we're not willing to have a warm bum. It's savagery. It doesn't make any sense.
He's gone off on a rant, one of his bidet rants again.
Just saying, it's like...
God. Man has gone to the moon. Why can't we have a toilet with white robots?
Exactly. Man has gone to the moon.
Mine's a happier point. Point 11, gratitude. I'm more grateful.
Fuck off.
I'm more grateful.
No, you're not.
Not in Wacky Weekend, I'm not. But in general daily life.
Maybe in like a 0.1% bum.
I'm more grateful.
You're grateful for fucking 7-Eleven sandwiches. Explain yourself.
The way Japanese language works aspects of showing gratitude into the language. Whether it's Otsukare-sama, thank you for your hard work, whether it's like Tadakimasu at the start of the meal, whether it's Kojiso-sama deshite. Those sort of words, they sort of filter through into your subconscious and do make you feel more grateful. I think to really change your personality in the long run, you have to do these ritual things, right? when you leave work in the UK, you go, all right, bye.
Yeah.
It's nice to be like, good job today, everyone. Oh, it's kind of fun. Like,
Yeah.
you don't do that in the UK. You go, I'm going down a pub, see you later. Fuck off. And then you storm out the staff room.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a bit of gratitude. Have you found you become more grateful for the world around you here? I suspect the answer is no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it does get kind of ingrained in you the more you talk Japanese, because you again, every part of social interaction, a lot of the time involves being grateful and saying thank you, which it never feels forced. It feels natural to do that. You know, generosity and gratefulness only really comes from a place of, it should only come from a place of like sincerity. I think if it isn't sincere, then it kind of becomes meaningless.
Yes.
But I like that it kind of, you know, a lot of the language pushes you to be more outwardly grateful.
And finally, point number 12. What have you got?
I have become spoiled. I'm too used to Japan's efficiency in everything.
Too used to efficiency.
Yeah, everything works. It feels really bad when I leave.
Right.
It genuinely makes it harder to live somewhere else when you've lived in Japan.
Yeah, no, I agree.
There's always a service for something. There's always a way to fix a problem.
You and I did a cycle across the Shimanami Kaido a few months ago, and at the start of it, you know, a nice couple of guys turned up and took our luggage and gave us our bikes. And like, we'll meet you at the end and give you a back rub and beers, and it was like so over the top and nice.
Yeah,
in the UK, it'd be like, oh, your bike wheel fell off on the way here. We might get your baggage to you in Salisbury. I don't know. You don't know. It's just it's like a 1 in 2 chance you'll get your things later on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just everything works. Everything is very fast.
But why do you think that is? Accountability maybe that exists in Japan that doesn't exist elsewhere?
Yeah, I mean, people are really harsh. People are really fucking harsh here if you don't provide a good service. I think when it comes to like government and paperwork and this kind of stuff, there's a lot of I almost expectation that it's going to be sluggish, it's going to be slow, but it's very methodical, very thorough. Whereas I think when it comes to people buying a service or working with something, they're very adamant about their money going far.
Right.
And they have high expectations, I think, in Japan. So
I noticed
oftentimes, like, if it's a service, they expect literally perfection.
Yes.
And if it's not that, then it's not good enough.
And that's across all fields. I mean, yesterday I went to Otoya, the restaurant chain, and I was looking up one. It had like a really low rating, 3.1 on Google or something. And I was like, what have they done? Why is it so bad? And I looked through it, and it was like, the waitress didn't smile. She delivered my food after working 50 hours in a row. She wasn't smiling.
Reviews, you see this all the time.
It's
Amazon.
Always, if you want to destroy your review in Japan as a restaurant, don't like smile. Or don't be really happy. Like the service of the staff is reviewed so heavily in Japan, you know. But I feel bad for the staff working these places because they work like 100 hours a day.
Oh, they're brutally overworked.
Work to the bone, and then it's like they weren't smiling. 1 out of 10.
Yeah. But stuff like airports, right? Like we can really plan things that are really like
minute.
We'll have
4 seconds to the minute.
You know, like, and there's this weird confidence you have living in Japan of like, I know that if you drop me in Miyazaki, I can just get home in like 2 hours. Like I can figure it out. You know what I mean? Like there's always a way to get around Japan relatively easy with pretty much zero friction. Whereas, you know, getting around, you know, Italy, it's like, fuck, right, I'm really gonna fucking plan here, and I gotta really pray this train turns off.
You need a backup for the backup.
Or like Germany and the UK as well, like our trains are just always unreliable, and like driving can be a pain. Like there's just like every single aspect of planning becomes a little bit more, you have to plan more like room for things to go wrong. But in Japan, you can just rely on everything to work.
It's just annoying. In Japan, it's like the train is only 5 seconds late anyway or something. And in the UK, the train I tried to get, it didn't show up for no reason. I asked the staff, I was like, what's happened to the train? He's like, do you know, one of the wheels was faulty or something. Like, mate, fucking wheels that don't fucking break. Why can Japan do it, but we can't? And it's just like,
Yeah.
This has affected you in the sense you might have trouble living somewhere else.
Oh, absolutely. I think I would struggle. Yeah, I'd get annoyed.
Where's my internet? Why is the train not here? Where's my sausages?
But I've got friends that work in like construction in the UK, and they always tell me stories about how, you know,
we forgot the bricks.
just silly things of why they didn't work that day or why things didn't show up.
There's always some
it's ridiculous, you know. But I mean, it's just how it is. That's how the different cultures work, and there's no demerit, I think, to which way it's done. But I just am spoiled with the Japanese way.
So has Japan made you a better person?
Oh, absolutely. But I think I would have become a better person, regardless of where I live.
You would have gone on a journey of self-discovery, no matter where
I would have found the bidet eventually. It would have made its way into my life. One way or another, I would have got that bidet.
Very good. Well, cheers. Thanks
cheers.
for coming in, and I'll see you on the road for the Cyclethon.
April 5th. We'll see you guys there. We'll be live every day at 9 a.m. Japan time, and until the evening. We'll be cycling all day, every day. So come on, come watch. And put us on in the background while you do your work.
Watch us crashing on the screen. And
I will crash
and
into you.
And of course, check out the brand new book in the description box below, coming soon. For now, have a good one, guys. See you on the road.
See you guys.